Hello, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It is me, Dr. Godfrey Loki, once again, and today we shall look at this one of those things that we really get scared about when you are in an organization. And for instance, if you're the writer, uh, it tells you the techniques of how to write it. Yeah, you guessed right. You're talking about the query. The query. A lot of times, staff members do not want to receive a query because of what it connotes and because it's most times more corrective, and nobody wants to have a query in his file because it could even affect your promotion and advancement in that organization. So for now, we look at how a query it's written, the technicalities involved in writing a query, as unpopular as it may be. But especially this is important for those who are in HR and those who are in the admin departments of organizations. It's a task that may be done, especially when you have errant staff members or the disobeying staff members at the point to get to help the morale of the organization, you will need to write a query. It's another form of internal communication, the query letter. It is written to determine the causes and reasons for certain misconduct which they may have been engaged in. This could be insubordination, absence from work, quarrels, underperforming, and so many other related activities. A query is recommended to be written after severally the erring staff member has been warned, maybe given some verbal warning, or a letter as it may be, a written letter of misconduct saying, okay, Mr. Miss, this is what you did, don't do this. Subsequently, the query is written. A query is addressed, it has its own techniques. It's addressed to the recipient, as may be the case. You have the recipient, you have the title, the designation in an organization, and the department he works. It is stated, this information is stated at the top left-hand corner. And underneath, you also have to have the address of the name, the title, and address of that is the department from which it is coming from, of the person who is giving this query. The date of the query is also stated. It is important for record purposes, so it can be, when you go through the file, you find out, okay, he has been queried before, he has not been queried before, and this is when he replied. Thereafter, you have the title. The title of the query is given, as the topic, so to say, of the query. It could be a query for misconduct, but as may be the case, the writer may want to put in place the specific misconduct, query for frequent absence from work, cool. It becomes more direct, and at the same time, when somebody sees it, he or she understands exactly why that query is being given. A query at best should be about 3 to 5 paragraphs, maximum 5 paragraphs. In some cases, there are short queries, but in other cases, you have about 3 to 5 paragraphs. And the first paragraph explains why you're writing, why is that query being written in the first place, why you are writing that query. And you, in the second paragraph, the writer gives the details of the offense. You state what has gone wrong, you state the time it has occurred, and if prior warnings had been given to the offender, it should also be stated there. So it provides a kind of background, it provides a history about the offender, the different times that he has offended, and the time which that particular offense took place. The third paragraph explains how the misconduct rather, violates the company's rules and policies. Here you can also quote those rules guiding the company, those rules that if it's in the civil service, you talk about the civil service handbook. In company you state from a memorandum of understanding that this and these are the things that you've contravened, as may be the case. In the fourth paragraph, you state the consequences, the information there, the consequences of such actions. What have been laid down as conditions for somebody who has engaged in such actions. They are put down in the fourth paragraphs, and it also comes with a warning that if such persists, this and this is what is going to happen to that fellow who is fond of contravening the rules of the organization, and also preventative measures of what can be done to ensure that such doesn't take place again. If you're not firing the person, you can demote the person. If you're not demoting the person, you can suspend him. So these are preventative measures. So they're also stated. And also a timeline is given, the duration where you expect some improvement to have been made, so to the fellow who has contravened those rules. And also within the fourth paragraph, you also have an opening whereby the employee can from there state to reply, not only to reply, and to give reasons for the misconduct. For instance, words like, can you state why this and that will not be done to you? So that it creates an opening which the employee will use and state those reasons. So you find that in paragraph 4. And also it could also, it creates a room for a meeting too, because give reasons why we should not take certain action against you, and an opportunity exists for you to meet with the management or with the departmental head on why such should not be done against you. So as much as it is possible, the query should be in an understandable English or whatever language you're using. You don't use verbose words for queries. Queries are sober, which are professionally written, and they are not, it's not flowery or anything. This is just being professional and writing in a communication that one understand. And finally, you have the conclusion, where you say yours sincerely, yours truly. You state the name which should be signed. And also there should be a section whereby, maybe by the right side underneath, whereby the recipient's name will be there, and the person will sign and put down the date to acknowledge that he or she has received the query. It is also advised that as much as it is possible, there should be a check to ensure that the query is not grammatically wrong, because it portrays the professionalism of the person who is writing that query. Thank you so much. Our determination is not to exceed 10 to 11 minutes while making this broadcast. We have some salient issues taking place in Nigeria, especially from the communication angle. We learned that the senior special assistant, I believe, to the president on media, Mr. Ngelale has retired. So in a short while, we'll also do some 5 minutes or thereabouts analysis of the implication of that to the communication structure of the presidency and then its implication, to the publics, which include you and I. Thank you and have a good day. Remember, subscribe, share. I've had cause to interact with people, and I've had cause to receive feedback from people who said they've used this this short series for the examinations, and they did well. So the opportunity is there for you. Use it. Subscribe. Remember, we organize we can consult for you for your seminars. We engage in that consultancy, training opportunities, conferences. We consult on all these. Thank you and have a wonderful time. See you soon.